Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. In this video I'm going to be covering Xorn. Now, Kuan-Yin Xorn made his first appearance in New XMen Annual in September of 2001, and he has a brother named Shen Xorn, and he made his first appearance in X-Men issue number 157 in 2004. Now, they both stand 6 feet 2 inches tall and weigh 210 pounds, having no discernible eyes or hair. Now, they both have miniature stars in their brains, each one having a different state. Kuan-Yin star typically stays a white star, and Shen's star manifests as a black hole. Now, Kuan-Yin star is capable of emitting blinding light that can instantly incinerate other beings, and naturally, Shen's black hole emits intense gravity that not even light can escape. The two brothers are capable of reversing their star's natural states, and therefore Kuan-Yin can cause his star to collapse on itself and to form a black hole, while Shen is able to cause his star to flare into a sun. They can actually feel the movement of energy and emotion on many different scales, and they have gravitational senses that allow them to manipulate energy for a variety of purposes, including warping of gravitational fields, sensing when a death has occurred in their vicinity, shaking gravitational particles in the air around them to allow them to speak other languages, and to heal people. And given the nature of their abilities, they don't need to breathe, they don't require food or water at all. Now, early in their lives, their mutant abilities manifested, which devastated their small city in a rural area of China. Other locals managed to end up clamping metal masks around what was left of their heads, and the anti-mutant communist regime separated the brothers, keeping Shen in isolation in the village while Kuan-Yin was incarcerated in an underground prison. Kuan-Yin actually escaped once, but was recaptured soon after, and a new prison was made around him. Later, Kuan-Yin's warden made a deal to sell him to John Sublime, who wanted to harvest his brain. And rather than face such a death, Kuan-Yin attempted suicide by reversing the power of his star, creating a black hole that threatened to destroy the world. The X-Men ended up arriving just in time to defuse the situation, and they invited him to join the team. Although he accepted this offer, he wanted a given amount of time to have to himself to think about it and to meditate. Later, Cyclops visited him and wanted his help to fight against the threat of nano-sentinels that were released by Cassandra Nova. During their fight against this threat, they were captured by the alien Shi'ar Imperial Guard, which had fallen under Nova's control, but they did manage to escape to the Xavier Institute where Kuan-Yin healed the X-Men, even giving Charles the ability to walk again. It's then that Kuan-Yin took up a teaching position at the school and came to be the instructor of the remedial class, the bad kids. He was generally well accepted, although he was a bit preachy at times. Now, this is when the continuity gets a little confusing, so follow with me. The character was originally intended just to be a fake, and he was really meant to be Magneto, in hiding, trying to get in good with the X-Men and to secretly enact some more of his nefarious plans. This, however, was changed due to the Marvel company not necessarily liking Magneto, ended up destroying half of New York City and doing some other things, as well as liking the concept and character of Xorn. Now, that being said, just know from here that I'm going with the current canonical version of Xorn. So from here, while he was an instructor at the Institute, he was convinced into believing that he was the X-Men's nemesis, Magneto, and he launched a devastating attack on Manhattan, which was opposed by the X-Men. During this fight, Kuan-Yin killed Jean Grey, and due to this, Wolverine went into a berserker rage and cut his head off. Now, it was revealed that during this time, Kuan-Yin was most likely under the influence of John Sublime, who then influenced him to take on the guise of Magneto because of the fact that Magneto has such a control and sway over others. He was a natural leader. Now, later the X-Men were called to China after Shen Xorn's powers had again flared out of control. But they ended up being able to solve the situation, and Shen ended up coming back with them to the Institute. Now, Shen ended up joining the X-Men in their fight against the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, and to stop the killing, Shen saw no alternative but to release his black hole, pulling the villains into the void. After this, though, he left the X-Men to reflect on the gravity of his actions. No pun intended. Now also, after the events of M-Day, when the Scarlet Witch cast a spell that revoked many of the powers of many mutants on Earth, the collective of all of these depowered mutants actually merged and went into a postal worker named Michael Pointer. When this happens, he's very disoriented, and he ends up going on a destructive spree, killing every member of Alpha Flight except for Sasquatch, and he goes on a rampage destroying downtown Cleveland. Now this is when this collective tracks down Magneto, who recognizes that the main intelligence controlling it is Xorn. This is also when Xorn explains to him that he took his image because he knew mutants would follow him, and they needed the real Magneto again, so he was trying to repower him. Now, funny enough, comment is made to Xorn's confusing history, because Vision himself actually says that his files are incomplete on Xorn, and Wolverine later says that Xorn's files are incomplete on Xorn. pretty much saying that Xorn's not even certain who he is. After the efforts of Iron Man, Ms. Marvel, and the Sentry, they end up getting Michael Pointer separated from the Collective, and Sentry ends up sending Xorn and the Collective into the sun. Now, due to the Xorn's powers and abilities, and their influence on the Marvel Universe, for my 1 to 10 rating, I'll give Xorn a rating of 8, which is a nostalgic rating. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you next time. Be sure to like and subscribe to The New Sage.